Hello everyone, it is Shannon here for Wednesday's workout of the day. I'm going to start off by talking today about how this whole pandemic has kind of led to some issues I'm seeing in a lot of our patients, my family, my friends. So now that we're all kind of stuck at home, working from home, a lot of us have been sitting a lot. So because we're sitting a lot of our muscles are now tightening up a lot more. And we have to start counteracting that. So a lot of people are sitting still 8 to 10 hours, but now they're going out and trying to run 3 miles since we have all the free time in the world, and their bodies can't do that because you just sat for 8 to 10 hours. So I'm here to show you a few exercises here to get you up and moving and starting to get those hips a little looser to counteract how much we really are sitting right now. Alright, so the hip flexor stretch stretches out the muscles in the front of your hips. So like I said, when we're sitting, our knees are stuck in that 90-degree position. We're not ever stretching it back into this extended position, which we need in order to walk correctly. We need that hip to go back rather than staying forward. So we call this the psoas or hip flexor stretch. We're going to be stretching this down leg. So what you're going to do is you're going to tuck the toes under. You're going to get into a 90-90, 90-90 position. Nice and stable. And what most people actually do when they do this stretch is they end up coming forward like this, which looks all dandy and like you're so mobile and so flexible, but really you're actually just arching your back and stretching out ligaments, which is not good. So you're going to come up like this, and again, 90, 90. And what you're going to do is now you're going to squeeze that tushy so it's as if you're tucking a tail between the legs. So your pelvis is going to go from this position to now tucked under, and you should already feel the stretch here in the front of your leg. So the recommendation for this stretch is for every hour you're sitting, you should be doing that stretch for at least a minute. So if you're sitting for 8 hours a day for a 9-to-5 job, still at home or back in the office, you should be doing this at least once an hour for at least a minute, if not more, if you've been sitting for a long period of time. You can hold it for 30 seconds 3 times, or I like to just hold it for 5 seconds and kind of pulse back and forth, and you'll, like I said, already feel the stretch. Alright, I'm going to show you the figure 4 stretch or the piriformis stretch. So you have this big muscle in our tushy that works to rotate our hip outward. But what can happen is it can get tight and it can stiffen up our hip and also cause some pressure in the low back. So you're going to lay on your back, and what you're going to do is you're going to stretch. You're going to put this leg up across. You're going to reach through and behind the other leg, and you're just going to pull up toward your chest. So you should feel the stretch in the back of this leg, the front leg that's crossed over. And all you're going to do is hang out in that position and hold about 30 seconds 3 times. And then you're going to switch and do the opposite side as well. All right. The hip 90-90 stretch is like this. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. You could do this watching television. I guess you could eat dinner. You can also set a computer up and do it that way. But what this is really helping is getting your hips into some rotational movements. Too often we sit on a chair, feet out like this, hips nice and straight. So what this does is it helps get rotation back into those hips. So you want that front leg, 90-degree bend in the leg. And the same thing here. You want this even with your trunk, 90 degrees and 90 degrees here. Again, you want to try and get that pelvis forward. You may start off like this, but then try and rock yourself forward. You can even bring your chest to your knee if you feel up to it as well. So even just hanging out in this position, really trying to bring yourself nice and even here, can help improve some rotational movement in those hips.